Okay, now back to it, baby. Okay, y'all. So in this video, we're gonna go over time frames, which ones I personally use, when I use them, how I use them, and why I use them, and all that crap. So, okay, when you trading, you want to know where's these bars going. This is a live candle. This is a 4 hour candle. 4 hour candles I'm looking at. And the higher time frames will kind of show you the overall. See that overall projection of where they going. See, down, up, down. Consolidation on a 4 hour. I always go from the top to bottom. When I look at my candles, top to bottom. 4 hours, 1 hour. I don't really look at 30 minutes, but as you can see, I just go down, boom. This can make your candles look more wider by spreading the price, spreading the price, 5 minute, so on and so forth. Okay, like 5 minutes is my like gold. It's like my gold standard. I don't know. I just love 5 minutes. It's not too much, not too little, not too much. 5 minutes. Okay. Now, I use 5 minutes to kind of see, okay, I want to go long, I want to go short. Then I used my 1 minute to determine when I want to get in. All right. Okay, let's how I gotta do it. Okay, the session's opened here. Boom, red. This green candle, but it's a lot of sellers here. Boom, red again. Green kind of came up. Boom. But you can see these sellers, these wicks right here, sellers in this area. Mind you, sellers in this area. That's why I put this gap here. It's called a fair value gap. Selling in this area. Selling in this area. Selling in this area. Even when you do this look at the 15-minute. Sellers in this area. All right? Sellers in this area. Boom. So the session started at this blue line for the new day. It's the Asia session. Boom. Now, this is current day. Now, after seeing this here, yesterday's New York ending, this is the beginning of the New York session. But seeing that, okay, we might be going for shorts. That was my initial perception. Okay, we might be going down now. That was a big seller candle, right? So that's why I always switch to these time frames, because you can kind of see a bigger picture in these candles. So you can figure if you want to go short, if you want to go long, when you want to buy, you want to sell. Okay, longs are buys, sales are shorts. Longs are up, buys are down. Longs are up, longs buys are up, short sales are down. Simple. All right. Okay. Look at this 15-minute. Now look at this 5-minute. Boom. Right. Okay. Off top, when the price started going up here, I was already kind of like, okay, it's sellers up here. So I took a trade to go short. Now, since it's buyers here, as you can see, these wick push the price up. My initial trade was kind of like something like this. I know it's 915, and I was mad when I seen it just keep going. But I was at work. I couldn't really keep the trade in. Now, I could have put my take profit here, but there's so many sellers in this area. Buyers in this area. It might have never swept these lows. And it's a gap here. It's called a fair value gap. 5-minute fair value gap, where price went in this area and rejected. Now, price could have did the same thing, rejected that area again, but it didn't. It pushed through and made a new low, came up and made a new low again. New low, new low. But see, that's why you need to watch the charts to capitalize on that type of information, because I got out here. I know it's 915, and if you look at the 915 area, let me delete that. Reason why I chose this area 915 is because it's not sweeping these lows, but it's more of a guaranteed trade. And I couldn't watch the charts because I was at work, so I said I'm gonna put a short in. 10 micros. I could have just used one mini, which is the equivalent of the same, but I did 10 micros. Boom. I had a stop loss up here. As you can see, my stop loss is much higher than my take profit. That's just because I wanted a cushion. And I can't really watch the chart, so imagine if I wouldn't have been like, okay, the 1-to-1, I still wouldn't have lost money. But this is the area of a sale. Sometimes the price will get in this area and reject it. That's why I put it above that area. Okay? Just so y'all understand. And I put here because the chances are higher to reach here instead of sweeping these lows. It might, see how I was making higher lows? This low probably would have never got swept. That's why I put my take profit here, not sweeping these lows, because I wasn't able to watch the market, and I just put a trade that was more of a high probability setup. Okay, simple. And what do you know, it went there, and then it did go up here, and it was like, okay, seller's still in control, kind of, because it's like that wick is crazy, right? Sellers pushed that price right back down, open up here, buyers came up here, sellers pushed that shit all the way down to the end right here. Boom. That'd have been another signal to, let me go short again. Boom. If you would have went short again, you could have went short again right here. All right. And boom. Put your stop loss above here. And you could have think, where do I want to get out? It could be at this swing low, at this swing low, at this swing low. Whatever you feel. Okay. That's 7. Boom. Could have went here. You would have still made money. That's a 1.5 TP. You would have made money. Okay. That's why I like the 5 minute, because you can see the bigger picture. Okay. 1 minute is confusion. You don't know what the hell you're looking at. But it's good for like quick. It's good for entries. Okay. Now, if you was looking at 1 minute and you be like, oh, this is looking bullish. Boom. Okay, made a gap. Then this happened itself. Boom. Then immediately rejected. You like, okay, it's looking like it's gonna be a long setup, right? Then all of a sudden it just started tanking on you. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's why you don't look at 1 minute for setups. You look at 5 minutes or better for setups. Okay. Because you could kind of see what happened previously. You want to see what happened previously, if you're in the area of supply and demand and all that. So that's why I went short on this trade here. And I ended with 1,000.